Hi YouTubers and fellow patriots. I want to do a continuation of the other video that I had done talking about gun owner rights and responsibilities and threats of gun bans. I have been working to organize a local rally for the people that can't make it to the state capitol for February 8th. It's a great idea. I know what they're saying. The concept behind doing it on a Friday is because lawmakers don't work on weekends. Really, you know, and so I think it's a good thing because they want the lawmakers to see them. I think that's a great idea, but I also say for those people that just can't take a day off, because not everybody can, and you know, and I understand a lot of sacrifices were made in order to give us the rights that we have now by our forefathers. I understand that they gave up a lot more than a day's work, but right now jobs are hard to come by, and I understand that people can't just take the day off of work, and some people just can't make it all the way down to their state capitol because it's a long way. So what I have been doing is working to organize a local rally at our county annex, which is where our deputy sheriffs are housed. And so far the city has been very cooperative on it, and I'm just waiting to hear back from our county judge to make sure that all clears there, since there are also other things that go on in that building besides just the sheriff and deputies. There's also, you know, you pay your taxes, driver's license, and the rally will basically be from 11 to 1, which will make it so that people will be able to come by during their lunch hour, show their support. But anyway, I asked our county sheriff to come and speak. I haven't gotten a response back from him yet. Now he did definitely give me a response saying that he was a staunch supporter of the Second Amendment rights, and he would not enforce any federal requirement to confiscate or anything like that. So he did put it in writing that he would support the citizens, and so I have no qualms with that. And also, but it's our responsibility as citizens. It's your responsibility as a citizen, as a patriot, as a gun owner, to find out what your local, it's not just your you know, federal congressman. It's your state congressman, it's your reps, it's your local government, your sheriffs. You need to know how all of them feel about the Second Amendment. You have a right as taxpayers to get a public statement from them. They owe that to you, okay? So it's our responsibility to make them speak out in one way or another, so that you don't have to wonder where exactly your local government stands on any of this. And so I was very polite in any correspondence that I had with any of my local representatives of government. I simply told them that as a tax-paying constituent, I would like to have a formal statement as to where they stand on these topics. And everybody to this point has been very obliging, so I can't complain about that. Now, for the rally coming up this weekend, I had prepared a little speech in case I couldn't get the sheriff to come and speak. And again, it's not about speeches, it's not about who's going to be there, because, you know, the last rally down at the state capitol, it was great. They had Sheriff Mack and, you know, our land commissioner, Patterson, and I tell you what, he really got people roaring. But it's not about just people who come and speak and getting, you know, people excited and roared up, because the people should be excited on their own. They should be ready to stand up. It's not a matter of just coming out one time. It's going to have to be continual. And I can tell you right now, be prepared, because the battle is going to be long. Feinstein has already made it clear that she does not have a problem in outweighing us. As she stated, she is just reelected, and that eventually we people will become complacent again, as we have in the past. And she knows that, and she will just whittle away a little at a time for as long as she's in office. And the way things are going, it's not going to get better. It's only going to get worse with our representatives and who we have, okay? And the judge system is only going to get worse. I can't foresee that getting any better if any of them are replaced in the next 4 years. So definitely need to do some praying on that one to make sure that, you know, none of our judges need to be replaced between now and 4 years from now. But anyway, so I wrote a little speech, and also for, you know, put it on my blog, kind of summing up that, you know, it's not, people keep saying left and right, you know, well, there are staunch supporters of Second Amendment rights that are Democrats, that are Republicans, that are Libertarians, that are no connection at all to a political party. And they don't have to be connected to a political party to believe one way or the other. They simply believe in their rights. And so basically I just wanted to kind of go over how I feel about this. The Second Amendment is not about politics. It's not about left, right, Democrats, or Republicans. The Second Amendment is about the Constitution and our inalienable rights. The Second Amendment is about the right to protect yourself, your home, and your property. It's about a husband's right to defend his wife, a mother's right to defend her children, and a woman's right to defend herself against an attacker. There are people that argue the Second Amendment is being misinterpreted by us quote-unquote gun-toting nuts. But it is not so. It is very clear what our founding fathers meant by the Second Amendment. There is quote after quote by our founding fathers that refer to the gun, that refer to guns and their importance to our freedom as citizens. There are those that argue that our Second Amendment rights are for quote-unquote the militia only. What exactly is the militia comprised of? The militia is comprised of the citizens. In the 1870s, the militia was not comprised of camo-wearing people only. The militia was comprised of everyday citizens that were expected to protect their towns, their hamlets, and their villages. They were not issued rifles. They were expected to provide their own rifles. The Constitution does not say you have a right to hunt, to skeet shoot, or to target practice. What the Constitution says is that you have the right to bear arms and it shall not be infringed upon. It does not say it must be a musket. It does not say it can only hold 1 round or 20 rounds. It gives no description as to what those arms must look like. We are often told that we don't know what our founding fathers meant by the lines of the Second Amendment. Here are just a few quotes from our founding fathers that make it clear what they meant. A free people ought to be armed. George Washington. A free people ought not only be armed and disciplined, but they should have sufficient arms and ammunition to maintain a status of independence from any who might attempt to abuse them, which would include our own government. George Washington. Those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. A lot of people know that one. Benjamin Franklin. No free man shall ever be debarred the use of arms. Thomas Jefferson. I prefer dangerous freedom over peaceful slavery. Thomas Jefferson. A strong body makes the mind. As to the species of exercise, I advise the gun. While this gives moderate exercise to the body, it gives boldness, enterprise, and independence to the mind. Games played with the ball and all others of that nature are too violent for the body and stamp no character on the mind. Let your gun, therefore, be your constant companion of your walks. Thomas Jefferson. And there's many more of them on here that I have here. So, do we really have to guess what they meant by the Second Amendment? I don't think so. I think it's people trying to interpret us out of our Second Amendment rights. We have to stand strong. We have to be the people that are not going to let this happen. We have to outlast them. We can't have a surge of independence and then let it fizzle out and become complacent. We can't let that happen. Anyway, on with the speech. So, our founding fathers gave up much to give us our freedoms and the Constitution that guarantees them. History has repeated itself many times in many countries, but always in those countries where the citizens had allowed themselves to be disarmed with the promise of security. Those people didn't receive security, but tyranny, just as our founding fathers had forewarned us about. We are guaranteed the right to bear arms to protect ourselves, not just from the individual that may intend us harm, but from the governments, be they foreign or domestic, that intend us harm. For those that say such thinking is a thing of the past, look closely at very recent history and ask those people in those countries if they think it is the thing of the past. Ask the citizens of London if during the riots, when they had no means to protect themselves from those that chose to loot and harm people, how they felt about losing their rights to bear arms. The right to bear arms should never be a thing of the past for Americans. It is the right to bear arms that separates us from many other countries. It is what keeps us free. It is what makes us Americans. I don't think there is a question about what the Second Amendment means. What the question is are we a people of good character, brave and free, that are willing to keep the Constitution that our forefathers and many, many, many people in the past have died to give us? Are we willing to stick it out? Are we willing to do more than just sit there and complain about it? In New Jersey, my son is stationed in New Jersey, and I get so frustrated that he is in the Air Force. He serves our country, and what does he get? He gets stuck in a place where you can't even have a gun. He gets stuck in a place where the police raided a house the other day because he had an assault rifle and two 30-round magazines. The man had never broken a law. But they say he's breaking a law because he has this quote-unquote assault rifle. They are not assault rifles. They are misinterpreting the term assault rifles. I'm sorry, I know I'm getting worked up, but we should be worked up. We as a people should be worked up. We have to defend our rights. We cannot let the threat of gun bans tear this country apart. We must let it bring us together. We must let it bring us together. Okay? And as for, you know, the prices and the hardship on finding ammo, you know, we're being told every day now, well, the police departments are having a hard time and the sheriff's department are having a hard time getting ammunition. That could be, although I seriously doubt it. They have a stockpile of ammunition. You cannot tell me that they have shot so many people every day that they're out of ammo. And yes, I understand they need to train and they need to practice. Don't get me wrong. I understand that. But I'm guaranteeing you, there is ammunition out there. Look at what's being bought up by the government. If the police departments and the sheriff departments cannot get a hold of ammo, maybe they need to take that up with the federal government. We as citizens should not feel guilty for buying what we can get. Okay? So don't let them work and spin those tails on you. Okay? Don't let them feel like because you can get some ammo here or there that you should only buy one box so that maybe the sheriff's department can get 2 boxes. I understand they need ammunition, okay? I understand that. But again, it is out there. Manufacturers have not stopped making it. So you shouldn't have to stop buying it. But we have to remember, it is our responsibility as citizens. We don't want to buy, just because you can, don't buy everything that you can and leave your neighbor unarmed. If your neighbor needs ammo, let them know when you find ammo. You know, we've got a little network set up that's, you know, a bunch of friends. Whenever anybody is anywhere, if they find ammo that they think might be something that someone else can use, or even if they could use it, that the call goes out. Hey, there's ammo here. Do you want me to pick you up some boxes? A lot of places are now limiting, but that's a whole nother video. I was going to say they're limiting the purchases, but that's a whole nother video, okay? But again, your rights, your responsibilities as a gun owner. We have the rights, it's our responsibility to keep it. And I hope there's a lot of comments on here, agree or disagree. I'd like to know how you think and feel about it. All right, fellow patriots, it's time to get up and stand for your rights. Thank you.